करिए महाराज, इंदु जी स्टार्ट।
तो करियो स्टार्ट।
अच्छा, गौर परव इस पे पारांच तिथि पठे।
हाँ, यस यस, जैसे हम पढ़ते हैं वैसे ही पढ़ेंगे। यस।
हाँ, विजया च जयंती च स्वस्तिनी शत्रुनाशिनी अंतर्वतिनी वेद शक्तिर्वरदा वरदारिणी शीतला च सुशीला च बालग्रह विनाशिनी कुमारी च सुपर्णा च कामाख्या कामवंदिता जालंधरधरानंता कामरूप निवासिनी काम बीजवती सत्या सत्यधर्म परायणा स्थूल मार्ग स्थिता सूक्ष्म बुद्धि प्रबोधिनी।
बस यहाँ तक रुकेंगे। हाँ
हाँ, अगला
यहाँ
पेज
तक करेंगे पहले, आगे फिर अगर होगा तो यहाँ से शुरू करेंगे।
चलिए ठीक, चलिए ठीक।
हाँ शेखर जी, विजया च
जयंती च
Vijaya comes from the same dhatu as Ji, Jai, which denotes victory. So when we call Devi as Vijaya, one who is ever victorious, to claim victory, the Shastras say that one has to have a perfect annihilation of a possibility of the enmity or inimical forces. Then only we can claim complete victory. So what is it that we mean to say when Devi is called as Vijaya? It means that she is that strength or that force which helps all the sadhakas in attaining whatever destiny they have set themselves. Because the Shastras are very clear. Moksha is, though open for all, not everyone is a mumukshu. Because in Bhagavad Gita, when Bhagavan says there are 4 types of devotees, and he classifies them as Arti, Artharthi, Mumukshu or Jnani. It means that there are people with multiple temperaments in the world, and the Shastras caters to the needs for the people who have all these various temperaments. There may be some who is an Arti, who is having some problem or some issues which he wants to overcome through certain religious or spiritual disciplines. The Shastras have to give prescriptions for that. For example, someone who is suffering from some kind of a disease, someone who is stricken with poverty, whatever be it. There are solutions. Artharthi, there is a specific goal, be it wealth or something that he wants to achieve. The difference between the previous and the second is the previous, he is suffering from the lack of it. The second is something that he wants to achieve, he wants to have it for himself. For example, let's say power. So for that also the Shastras prescribe remedies or solutions. The last and the final is a Jnani or a Mumukshu. Whoever be the sadhaka, whatever be the temperament of the sadhaka, it is the Shakti which is derived from oneself that results in the victorious culmination. She is that inner strength which helps people in achieving their goals. Therefore, she is Vijaya. Also, Vijaya refers to the most auspicious Muhurta, which falls on the Vijaya Dashami. This Muhurta is during the daytime as well as in the night. It is a Muhurta is approximately around 45 to 48 minutes according to the Panchanga. So she is the one who ensures, and in the Tantra Sadhana, it is called as the Ashtami Navami Samyoga is called as one of the most important times for the Tantra Sadhanas and for the Dikshas and the other ceremonies. So she is that critical aspect of time which ensures the success. Therefore, she is Vijaya. The next nama is
Jayanti.
Jayanti. It is in Sanskrit, the pratyaya used here in the word Jayanti is Shatru pratyaya, which sort of denotes present continuous. So Jayanti means one who is ever in the state of success or in the state of victory. In the sense, the difference between the previous nama and the subsequent nama is that in the previous nama, it is what the Devi is or what she stands with respect to the sadhakas. And the second nama, that is Jayanti, is what she stands with respect to herself. What is her Swarupa Sthiti? She is Jayanti. Why? Because she is Purna Kama. She has nothing to desire and she is ever fulfilled. Therefore, she is
Continuously
in the
joyous.
state of fulfillment or the Jaya or the Vijaya. Therefore, she is Jayanti. So, Jayanti.
Jayanti. Swastini.
Swastini. Swastini. Swa, one who resides in oneself or one who finds pleasure within oneself. Instead of seeking the pleasures from outside, it is to understand that the real source of all the bliss is oneself. That is the most essential teaching of the Trika Shastra. Not to run away from the pleasures, but to show that even the external, there is going to be another nama wherein we can see that in detail. Even the external sources of pleasure are nothing but the expressions of the bliss of one's own Parachit. So she is Swastini, one who dwells in herself. There is another reading for this nama, Sustani, which means one who has well-formed breast. Always in the iconography,
Swasitani.
the symbolism behind certain features, the stana refers to the Matribhava, the nourishment of the mother. So she is the one who nourishes the entire creation at the gross level by providing all the factors responsible for the nourishment in the form of the effective functioning of the nature, the cyclic order that we find in the nature and everything. It is because everything is put in place by her, we are able to enjoy things correctly and things which are open for everyone to enjoy evenly. In the next level of the Adhyatma level, when we see, the nourishment is in the sense of the Vimarsha. Without Vimarsha, there is no Srishti. At the pure Prakasha Swarupa, there is no conceptualization of Srishti at all. Because Srishti conceptualization will come only when there is a desire to become many, desire to manifest. So that happens only when there is a reflection of oneself. So it is she in the form of Vimarsha who brings forth all the other aspects required for the Srishti. That is why even in the Matrika Krama, when all the swaras, when all the vowels represent Shiva Tattva, it is from the Shakti Tattva onwards that all the other tattvas responsible for the physical manifestation of the world are derived. So Shakti is responsible for the creation. We are going to see in the nama that will come as Kamakhya more about this. So she is the one who is responsible for all the nourishment in the sense of one who sets the path for the creation itself. So that is Sustani.
Shatrunashini.
Shatru. At the Adhyatma level, the 6 Shatrus are the inner foes. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada and Matsarya. That is Kama. In the sense, whenever we say Kama as an Shatru, it is when the Kama is Dharma Viruddha Kama. Kama which is opposed to Dharma.
Dharma.
Because in our Shastras, there is no shunning down of pleasures or enjoyment. Only that the pleasures or enjoyment have to be in accordance to the Dharma. That is why in Bhagavad Gita, once again, Bhagavan says, Dharma aviruddhaha kamaha asmi. I am that Kama which is not opposed to Dharma. So we are allowed to have our own quota of pleasures as long as it does not go against the dictums of the Shastras, as long as it doesn't go against the Dharma. And what is Dharma? This is a very tricky question that we will all have to understand only by the blessings of our own Guru. So, that Kama is something that can be desired, but the one which is opposed to Dharma is something which is called as the Shatru. Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya, they are obviously the resultant or results of unfulfilled desires which are against or opposed to Dharma. Because what is anger? Anger is generated when our desire to possess something for ourselves is not fulfilled. When we look at it psychologically also. When do we get angry? When something we think that we deserve to get, we do not get.
Or things don't go according to our wish.
Yes. So, all the other Moha, Mada, Matsarya, Lobha, they are all an offshoot of Adharmika Kama only. So, she is Shatru Nashini in the sense, she destroys these negative tendencies. How does she destroy? By correcting just one aspect. By aligning our mind to Dharmika Kama, all the other things automatically get set right. That is why correction is only in perception. Correction is not in any other way. So when that happens because of her grace, which flows through the grace of, or which flows through Guru, because whenever we say the grace of Devi or the grace of Shakti, the Shaktipata happens through Guru only. That is why in our Agamic and Tantric Sampradaya, Guru is the source of all the benefits. Guruhu Sarvakarana Bhuta Shakti. Without Guru, nothing can be achieved positively by us. So, through the Guru, when her grace flows into the sadhaka, she corrects the perspective, and therefore the resultant Shatrus are all destroyed. At the physical level, whatever obstacles that we face, those obstacles are also removed by the grace of Devi. Therefore, she is Shatrunashi.
Shatrunashi. Antarvatni.
Antarvatni. One who is found through internal worship. Antarvatni. That is one who can be found only through internalization of the Shastric principles. That is why in when we speak about the sadhana, the sadhanas are at 2 levels. One is the physical or the external, which leads to the internal. Physical or the external ones, which is called as the Bahiryaga.
Bahiryaga.
It involves the usage of all the external paraphernalia, including flowers, fruits, chandan, akshat, images, and everything that is required for the puja. But while doing so, the only difference between the Smartha puja and a Tantragama puja is this, that the external worship also has to be accompanied by the bhavana. Bhavana in the sense, what is this particular upachara standing for? For example, what is the meaning of avahana? Avahana is invoking the deity
Invoking the deity.
in the bimba, no, in the photograph or bimba, an image or whatever we use for the invocation. How do you invoke an omnipresent power? Right? So it doesn't make any logical sense to say that I am invoking the particular devata, let's say in one photograph, because our definition of devata itself is that she is omnipresent, she is present everywhere. So it means that she is also present in the image already. So why does it require an separate avahana or an invocation by itself? What is the meaning of prana pratishtha? For someone who is ever vibrant with this purana, with this spanda, what is the meaning of attaching a separate right of infusion of prana in a particular bimba? So which means that, are we trying to imply that earlier the prana or the chit shakti was not present in the bimba, and now only I am infusing that bimba with the chit shakti? Then it will go against our core principle itself. To understand all these is the bhavana, which we are taught to follow through or think at least while performing the external worship. Next comes the stage. So this is called as an apara puja, where we are engaging in the external worship, but accompanied by certain thought processes. Then comes the parapara puja. In the parapara puja also external worship is there, but there the time spent on the bhavana will be more than on the sequence of actions, which will finally lead to the last stage, which is called as a para puja, which is completely bhavanatmaka.
Avahanam naiva visarjanam va.
Yes. So
पुष्पानि पत्राणि कथम भवामि.
सॉरी आई हैड मेरा डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था, मैं वापस शेयर करता हूँ. सॉरी. हाँ जी.
So at the para puja level, there is no external object. It is only manasa upachara or manasika aradhana at the highest level. Without the first, one cannot even dream of reaching the third stage. No, usually we find people saying that, I am spiritual, I am not religious. It doesn't really work that way. It only shows that you are lazy. You are not sincere. If you have to reach the third stage of being spiritual, you will have to follow through the first and the second process, without which the third cannot be achieved. So that last or the para puja is the highest. And the even in the krama, while Lalita Tripura Sundari is worshipped in the Sri Chakra with all the external and others, the form of Para Devi, Para is the highest goddess according to the krama or even according to the Trika, because everywhere Para is the one who is invoked by acharyas like Abhinav Gupta and Kshemaraja. Para puja does not involve any external yantra or anything. Para yantra is only in the Hrit Chakra, only in the Dahrakasha, in the heart. And there are no flowers, nothing which is used in the Para puja. So she is one who has to, or we have to follow through the first two steps to reach the third, which is the internalization of the bhavana, which is the highest form of worship, which will lead to the unity consciousness.
So only Dattatri Muni can say Avahanam naiva visarjanam va patrani pushpami katham bhavami. So it is his statement, not for us.
Yes, not for us, not for us. It has to happen automatically. We cannot force that state
you cannot force. Yes, it has to happen automatically.
So if Acharya Abhinav Gupta speaks about the Para Puja, he is qualified to speak, not us.
Yes, exactly.
So she is Antarvatni, one who is worshipped internally.
Ved Shakti.
Veda Shakti. Two ways of looking at the Nama. One who is the power of the Vedas. Because Vedas are considered to be the highest form of knowledge. They are the revealed scriptures. When we speak of Veda, according to our Sampradaya, Tantra Agamas are also included as
Yes.
part of Veda. The very traditional Orthodox circle will exclude Tantra and Agama outside the scope of Vedas, but according to our Sampradaya, it is part and parcel of when we say the word Veda, it includes the Tantra Agama also, because it is also revealed scripture only. It has come from the 5 phases of Lord Sadashiva himself, just as the Vedas have come out. So she is the power behind the knowledge of the Vedas. That is one interpretation. The other is the knowledge, the power of knowing. The word Veda is the process of knowledge itself. So the power behind the process of knowledge. Because in all our Shastras, whether it is the 6 darshanas, Nyaya, Vaiteshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, Vedanta, which falls under the Vaidika Sampradaya, or even in the Tantra Sampradaya, or even the Avaidika Sampradayas like the Bauddha and the Jaina Sampradayas. When we look at the way the scriptures have been arranged and organized, we will see a lot of focus has been on how is knowledge processed by us. A lot of discussion goes on in this discussion of the epistemology. Because we have recognized very clearly that our interaction with the external world is in the form of the knowledge. Whether we see, whether we hear, whether we smell, whether we touch or taste. Without any of these, or other than any of these 5 forms, no knowledge is possible. Right? So, how is this knowledge first generated? How is this knowledge processed? Whether this knowledge is valid by itself? Does it require its validity to be proved by other forces? All these kinds of discussions are the crux of all the darshanas. And the reason behind this being that essentially we break down the entire universe into sentient and insentient. That is, those who can know that which is known. And we fall under the sentient. I'm talking from a very general perspective. In our system, everything is sentient. But just for understanding. So we fall under the sentient. And knowing ourselves means knowing the knower. And to know the knower, we should know the process of knowledge. So all the darshanas focus exclusively on the process of knowledge. And finally, what happens is, she is that consciousness which results in all the knowledge generation. And it is that knowledge which leads to understanding our existence. And what is it that we finally conclude about our existence? We conclude that our existence is in the form of perfect and pure bliss. These are the 3 essential characteristics that filter out as the essence of the Shastras. And when we look at the Vaidika texts, they give the order slightly different. Whereas in the Tantra, this is the order that follows. Through knowledge, I realize the existence, and that existence being blissful. We all would have heard the most famous Chandi Navakshari mantra. The mantrartha of the Chandi Navakshari is this. When we say Vicche, Vicche means with, cha, e. These three words becomes Vicche. With means through knowledge. Cha, I realize my existence, or it is knowledge which establishes the existence as E. E is the bliss. So it means Chit Sat Ananda Rupini. Chit Sat Ananda Rupini with Cha E. This is the meaning of the last part of the Navakshari mantra. So she is that power which leads us to this realization. So she is Veda Shakti.
Varada.
Varada. Vara, boons,
Varda, Vardarini.
one who bestows the boons
Is
out of
Varda.
her infinite compassion. Therefore, she is Varada.
Varda.
Because even though we say that we have to perform sadhana, we have to perform penance in order to become eligible for the boons that we have to receive from the Devata, it is not entirely correct in that manner. Because when we consider the kind of blessings that is bestowed upon us, it is got nothing to do with our past punya or sukrita. Nothing in the sense that it is not proportional to it is what I mean.
Exactly.
We are enjoying more than what we actually deserve. So if we are enjoying more than what we deserve, how does it flow? How does it come? It comes because the Devata or Devi is not looking for a transaction from us to bestow the benefits upon us. A businessman might do. The other demigods might do. But the highest power will not, because she does not require any reason for exhibiting her compassion. That is why she is called as Avyaja Karuna Murti in Lalita Sahasranam. There is no Vyaja, there is no reason for her to exhibit her Karuna, her compassion for us. Even a smallest step taken by us, she bestows a huge benefit unproportional to our act. So, Varada, she bestows the boons. Other way of looking at Varada is one who gives the best to us. The word Vara is also it also denotes what is best. When we say Varanam, in the Kathopanishad, the word comes Varanam Eshaha Varaha. This is the best amongst all the boons. So the word Vara means the best. So one who gives us the
best.
That is why or usually our elders teach us that it is better not to ask anything specific to the Devata. Because if we ask, probably we may get. If we don't, we may get the best. Because
she knows what's best for us.
Yes. So, Varada. And what is the best that a sadhaka can get? It is Swaswarupa Upasthiti. Realizing or recognizing one's true form. That is the highest, or that is the best, and she is the one who bestows the power of recognizing our true form. So she is Varada.
Next is Varadharini.
Varadharini. one who holds the best in her. Dharini means one who holds,
Holds.
one who retains. Whatever is the best is present in her, because there is no other substratum for anything to exist other than her. If something exists, it is because of her.
Apart.
It is only to drive home this aspect. In Bhagavad Gita, there is an entire chapter by name Vibhuti Yoga, wherein Bhagavan tries to give the list of the objects and the best in the objects. No, when he says Marganam Margasirsh, Masanam Margasirshoham, Ritunam Kusumakaraha. No, it looks as if he's singling out one particular thing, but it is when we look into the Vyakhya or the Bhashyas, we will understand that if something exists, it exists because of the Chit. So everything has to be present as and in Chit only. So she is Vara Dharini.
Shitala.
Shitala. No, Shitala, one who is cool. Normally, when the antar yaga is taught to the sadhakas, the dhyana of the parachit is taught as one who is blazing like 1,000 suns, yet which is very cool, like crores of moons. Normally, sunlight is associated with heat, and moonlight is associated with coolness or chillness. So why is it that she is called as one who is cool? Just to show that it is comfortable, because heat is always associated with discomfort, and coolness is always associated with comfort. Now, all these are a kind of a conventional understanding only, because they are all relative positions. No, it's like when you use certain expressions, it makes sense only in a particular place. For example, in English, when you have the expression, no, he extended a warm welcome, it might be okay for English-speaking Britain to say this, because most part of their year is very cold. So warmth, represents something else. But in a tropical climate like India, it might not make any sense to us, because we will prefer a cool welcome. Okay. So they're all relative ideas, but normally to go by the convention, the general convention, coolness means comfort. So
Sheetal as a word
comfort.
we understand.
Yeah.
Sheetal as a word is understandable by almost all of us.
Yes, true. And by looking from the Pauranika point of view, Sheetala is the deity which is, or who is responsible for eradication of pox diseases, smallpox, chickenpox, and because they are all heat generated because of the pitta. When the pitta of the body increases in its proportion, it results in the diseases of like pox. So Sheetala is normally the devata all over India, from the north till the last bit south. Sheetala is worshipped, though she is called by different names in different parts of India.
In Kashmir, we had a Shiva temple which was called Sheetal Nath. Sheetal Nath.
Okay.
Sheetala
Devi is worshipped, and especially she is worshipped in the month
as mother. Best we have Sheetala Devi also there in Kashmir.
Yes.
But there was one temple, Shiva temple, which was very old temple, very ancient one. It was called Sheetal Nath Mandir. But Sheetla temple we have, Sheetla Mata Mandir we had there.
Normally, any feminine form has a corresponding Bhairava or the corresponding Shiva associate. People generally know about Dasha Mahavidyas. But Dashamaha Vidyas are always accompanied by Bhairavas.
Bhairavas, yes, exactly. There were 8 very prominent Bhairavas in Kashmir. They're still there.
Yes.
And in our puja also we invoke that the particular Bhairava of the clan.
Yes. The Ashta and each of the Bhairavas will be attended by another 8 sets of Bhairavas. So they're totally 64. They are called as Ashtashtaka Bhairavas.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Okay. So Shitala is one who gives comfort from heat or this thing. Okay. Next nama is Sushila.
Sushila.
Sheela means good behavior, good nature. Sushila, one who is one who has pleasant or one who is poised, one who has very good temperament, kind of. In the sense, as the Supreme Mother, even though we find certain fierce forms of her, those fierce forms too, like we have already seen, the anger is not the anger that we normally experience as humans because of certain frustration. So her temperament is always for the benefit of the world at large. So see, she is Sushila, one who is very good, well-mannered, well-tempered.
Balagraha Vinashini.
Balagraha Vinashini. This is more from a Jyotisha. I am not very conversant with Jyotisha Shastra, but I have heard that in the Jyotisha Shastra, especially for the infants, because when we look at the Dharma Shastras, from the time a child is born till it reaches a particular stage, there are certain phases that the child has to undergo or has to pass, right? So each phase is governed by certain devatas, and there are certain obstacles that each phase the infant might undergo or infant may encounter in each of the phases. They are known as various grahas in the Jyotisha. Now, this graha is different from the concept of the Navagrahas. They are not some physical planets or planetary bodies. Okay. The reason why the term graha is used is because of the etymological meaning of the word graha, one to grasp, okay, to hold, to catch on. So these are the ailments or these are the obstacles which latch on to the infant and which the infant has to overcome by the by performing certain rites or by observance of certain practices.
I'll tell you one thing about Shekharji.
Yes,
in my childhood, when even I don't know about my own self, but my younger brothers, sisters, I saw somebody in my relations. Whenever a child, a boy or a girl would fall ill, had fever or some other problem, we would call our family Purohit. He would उसको बोलते थे हम पाठ करवाओ उससे. He would take some seeds, sesame seeds वो करता था, तो आग में जला के वो कोई पूजा करता था और उससे फीवर खत्म हो जाता था बच्चे का, ठीक हो जाता था उससे बच्चा. तो वो we would call the family Purohit. He would perform a little havana till yajna in a small pot. कांगड़ी में करते, वहां पे तो कांगड़ी करते थे, उसमें वो तिल दाने करके कुछ पाठ करता था. वो क्या करता था वो कॉमन मैन को पता नहीं था, मगर उसको पर्टिकुलरली उसी को बुलाना था उस पूजा के लिए. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द डिजीजेस which are associated with children, they would usually go away. I remember my brother who was continuously ill for about 1 year. उसको शाम को every evening he would get fever. तो फिर गुरुजी, किसी ने कहा गुरुजी को पाठ करवाओ इसको. उसको बुलाया, एक दिन उसने पाठ किया, and lo and behold, from next day there was no fever. From next day onwards, the fever did not come.
Hmm.
For 1 year, he was continuously having fever in the evening, daily.
Okay.
So, but that practice was there. I remember it. Most of
Hmm.
us, most of the other Kashmiris might be also knowing about this. Paath karwa, Guru jaisa tha. So, Balagraha Vinashini, so it
So
was
Balagraha
actually.
is one such ailment. There are
Hmm.
many other grahas also. Like Vinayaka Graha is there, Bhuta Graha is there, all are. And if you recall the Indrakshi and the Shiva Kavacha, which are normally studied together in the south part of India, in the Shiva Kavacha, all these grahas, which are here, the graha is the ailments for the infant. All these are listed, and so she is the one who destroys the ailments for the infants. So Balagraha Vinashini, and specific name of the devata is that she is as a Shashti. Shashti is the name of the devata. As Shashti Devi, she removes these these ailments of the infants. And Shashti Devi is the consort of Kartikeya. And it is in the honor of Shashti Devi that the festival of Chhat is observed.
Achha, Chhat is
Chhat is Shashti, from Shashti.
Chhat is Shashti, yes.
So Balagraha Vinashini. Kumari. Kumari, from the age of 2 till the age of 10. Each is named differently, and they are worshipped as Kanya or Kumari. And this is something which is specially observed during the Navaratra. It is said that if we have the opportunity and if we have the required provisions to do, one should invoke or one should call one Kumari for each day of the Navaratra. That is 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, like that, and worship her in the order of ascension of the days. If that is not possible, then at least worship of one Kumari has to be done during the Navaratra, because it is a very important part of this. So Kumari normally refers to the Kanya, puberty girl. So she is Kumari. But from the Tantra point of view, whenever the word Kumari is used, it refers to two. As a mantra, it refers to the Bala mantra. As a Swarupa, it refers to the Kundalini. So if in any place in Tantra, the word Kumari comes, it is either referring to the Bala mantra or it is referring to the Kundalini.
Bala Devi.
Bala Devi.
Bala Devi is a presiding deity of some Kashmiri Pandits.
Yes, yes.
Ishta Devi hai wahan par. Bala Devi. Bala Devi is
3-year-old. In her Dhyana Shloka, she is referred to as a 3-year-old girl. And she is the Manasa Putri of Lalita Mahatripura Sundari.
Manas Putri of?
Lalita Tripura Sundari.
Lalita Tripura Sundari.
And from the mantra point of view also, when we see, it is these 3 bijas of the Bala mantra that expands itself into the 3 kutas of the Panchadashakshari Vidya of Tripura Sundari. So that is why she is like the child form of Tripura Sundari herself. And she is Kumari also means, like I said, the Kundalini. So because Ku means earth or Prithvi, the place where Kundalini is found in our Sukshma Sharira is the Mooladhara, which is the Prithvi Kshetra. So the Prithvi is the predominant element of the Mooladhara. So Kumari refers to Kundalini, or in Kundalini in Mooladhara, to be very specific. The Madhyavastha is the Tripura Sundari, which is the Hrid Chakra, when she comes to the Anahata. And when the same Kundalini reaches the Sahasrara Padma, she is Para. So they are like the stages of evolution, a spiritual evolution of a person. So, okay, Kumari.
Vasuparna.
Suparna.
Kumari cha Suparna cha. Yes, Suparna cha.
Suparna means Parna normally refers to flight. Suparna, one who has swift flight, no? One who flies very quick. In the Vaidika text, the word Suparna refers to Garuda. Tarkshya, Garuda, Suparna, they are all synonyms. Suparna, one who is having quick flight. Also, it is believed that the Garuda is golden complexion. So Suparna also means the golden colored bird. Okay, so this is from the Vaidika aspect. What does Suparna mean to us? Or what does Garuda mean to us? Garuda means the power of Dharma. Both Garuda as well as the Vrisha. Vrisha is the bull, which is the Vahana of Shiva in the Puranika literature. And Garuda is the Vahana of Mahavishnu in the Puranika literature. Both these stand for Dharma. So when we say Shiva is riding on a Vrisha, it means that established on Dharma. Similarly, Garuda is the Dharma. And another symbolization of Garuda is that is a form of knowledge in the form of Vedas. In one of the very famous Dandaka of Garuda, it starts like Jaya Garuda Nikhila Veda Nida Adhiruda. Nikhila Veda Nida Adhiruda. So one who is established in the entire Veda, or he is Veda Swarupa himself. So when we say Devi is Suparna, mean that she is in the form of the body of the Shastric literature of Tantra, Agama and the Veda. And she is swift in the sense there is no place where she is not existent. Therefore, she is always present everywhere. Therefore, she is swift. It's not like the other locomotion wherein we disassociate with the previous point and reassociate with another point. So normally that is what a movement is. When I say I'm coming from Chennai to Delhi, it means that earlier I was associated with, my body was associated with Chennai. Now it is in Delhi. So there is one disjunction and there is one conjunction. But what to speak of Sarvavyapi? She is present everywhere. Therefore, she is Suparna. The next
Kamakhya.
Kamakhya.
Kamakhya. One of the 4 Adya Pithas. Though there are, we speak of 51 Shakti Pithas, the 4 stand up as most important of all. And amongst these 4 too, the Adya Pitha, the first Pitha, is Kamakhya. The other 3 being Purnagiri, Jalandhara and Odhyana. Purnagiri is in the Sakhyadri hills in Maharashtra. Jalandhara is the Jalandhar. And Odhyana is Kashmir. These are the 4 Adya Pithas. These are the 4 Mahapithas, of which the Adya Pitha is the Kamakhya. So what is the meaning of the word Kamakhya? Akhya means name. Kama Akhya. One who is named as Kama. And we know it is on the Neelachal mountains, 7 or 8 kilometers from Guwahati. which is called as the Kamakhya Pitha, and their Devata is in the form of the Yoni Pitha. Okay, represents the Srishti. So Kamakhya means the source of all creation. That is why she is present in the form of the Yoni.
Kam Pandit.
Kama Vandita.
Kama Vandita. And she is called as Kama Vandita because in Kamakhya Pitha, she was worshipped by the Kamadeva. So she is Kama Vandita.
Kama Vandita.
Okay. So all
Kamadev se Vandit.
one who is Vandita, worshipped by Kamadeva.
Kamadev.
How is she worshipped by Kamadeva? By doing the upasana of the Devata through the mantra. So, Lalita Tripura Sundari has the most important Panchadashakshari Vidya. And today, the mantra which is prevalent in most places across India is called as a Kadi Vidya, which starts with Ka. And this Kadi Vidya's Rishi is Kamadeva. So when we say Kama Vandita, it means one whose mantra, the Rishi is Kamadeva. There are 12 other Rishis of 12 other mantras of Tripura Sundari herself. There is one Lopamudra Upasita Vidya. There is one Durvasa Upasita Vidya. There is Chandra Upasita Vidya, Indra Upasita Vidya. So there are like 12 other Vidyas, but all the others are now no longer practiced widely. The one that is in practice across India is the one which has Kama as its Rishi. It's called as that is why it's also called as a Kadi Vidya, which has the letter Ka in the beginning. And Kama, and he did it in the Kamakhya Pitha. So she is Kamakhya Kama Vandita. In Kamakhya, one who was worshipped by the Kamadeva through the mantra of Kadi Vidya.
Jalandhara Ananta.
Jalandhara Dhara. That is the next Pitha. The Jalandhar. So we
Jalandhar
know that
Pitha.
in Jalandhar, in the middle of one pond or a lake, the temple is situated.
Is it still there?
Jalandhara.
Is it there?
Sorry, Rakeshji, I didn't
Is this Jalandhar Pitha? Because I have listened many times from Swamiji also, like about this Jalandhar Pitha. I think this is where from Somanand.
Abhinav Gupji,
Yes.
Gupji got instructions from
Correct.
their Jalandhar Pitha only.
Yes, correct.
So is it still that means the temple is still there?
Yes, in Jalandhar.
Oh, really? Okay.
The Jalandhar is nothing but Jalandhara.
No, I know Jalandhar, but the temple is there now.
It is very much there. It is very much there.
Oh, okay.
Very well maintained.
Abhinav Gupta, Acharya Abhinav Gupta met Shambhunatha Ji Maharaj
Yes,
at Jalandhar
exactly.
itself.
Yeah.
He got the krama from
Correct.
Acharya Shambhunatha.
Exactly.
Acharya
Shambhunatha,
Shambhunatha, yes.
That's from Jalandhar only. Yes.
Jalandhara Ananta.
And also Jalandhara is one yogic practice which helps in the retention of the Amrita Srava that takes place. It's one of the 4 bandhas in the yoga. The Mula Bandha, the Odhyana Bandha, the Jalandhara Bandha. See, once again, these when we speak of these pithas, they have the yogic significance also. So Jalandhara Bandha is that which helps in the see, what happens is when the Shiva Shakti Aikya takes place, the Amrita Srava happens in all the 72,000 nadis of the body. In order to ensure that the Amrita Srava is not consumed by the Jatharagni, the Agni that is present in the fire, the digestive fire, the yogis practice the Jalandhar Bandha. So it is one of the 4 bandhas in the yoga also. So she is Jalandhara Dhara. Because of the word Dhara, we have to give this yogic interpretation also. One who holds the Jalandhara, or one who helps the sadhaka to practice the Jalandhara bandha. Those who are inclined to the yoga path, yogic path. See, not everything is applicable for everyone. So one who is practicing the yoga marga, for him, he has to practice the bandhas also. Jalandhara dhara. Ananta, one who has no anta, one who has no end, because she has no beginning. What has no beginning will have no end. So she is Ananta.
Kamarup Nivasini.
Rasini.
Kamarupa is the name for the region of the entire northeast. In our Shastras, Kamarupa extends to beyond Kamarupa, we have the Manipura, or the present Manipur. So the extent of India was Aprachyat Kamarupat, from the Kamarupa in the east till the Bharuch, that is the Gujarat coast. So that is how we have the geographical boundary enlisted. So Kamarup
is a district in Assam.
Yes, it is the name of a district also in Assam. But now it is that, but the entire region itself was called as a Kamarupa. So Kamarupa Nivasini, one who resides in the Kamarupa. Obviously, because of the presence of the Pitha there as the Kamakya, she lives in the Kamarupa. Or also because there are two streams of the Tantra Marga. One stream of the Tantra Marga, where the Shiva Shakti Samarasya is established, flows from the Kashmira, where there is an equal Samasattva Samapradhana of Shiva and Shakti. That comes from the Kashmir. The Sri Vidya Sampradaya is belonging to that particular stream, because here the Shiva and Shakti are Samabhava and Samarasa. That is, they have equal prominence. The second stream of Tantra is where we have the Shakta Pradhana, where it is the Shakti who is dominant aspect of worship. And that stream flows from the Kamarupa. That is why the Dashamaha Vidya Upasana comes in the second thing. It is not part of the Sri Vidya. Though Tripura Sundari is one of the Dashamaha Vidyas, but the concept of Dashamaha Vidya in the Tantra Sadhana is from the Shakta school, not from the other school of Shiva Shakti Samarasyas. So the source of the Shakta traditions is the Kamarupa Desha. Therefore, she is Kamarupa Nivasini as well.
Kamarupa Nivasini. Kamabijavati Satya. Kamabijavati, then
Kama
Satya.
Bijavati, one who is endowed with the Kama Bija. Now, Kama Bija is like one of the three Bijaksharas of the Bala Tripura Sundari mantra. The first is called as the Vagbhava Bija. The second is called as the Kamaraja Bija. The third Bija is called as the Shakti Bija. The same when it comes to the Panchadashakshari Vidya. The first will be called as the Vagbhava Puta. The second is called as the Kamaraja Puta. Puta means it's a set of Bijaksharas. The third is called as the Shakti Puta. So Kama Bija is the second Bija, the middle Bija of the Bala Tripura Sundari mantra. Now, what is there in the Kama Bija? The Kama Bija is when we imagine the Devata Swarupa, it reflects her her physical form as well as her characteristics. And in Kama Bija, the most important or the last section, that is the Eem, is the key. And it is only for only when referring to this Eem in the Saundarya Lahari, Shankaracharya uses a particular description which can be understood only when we write Eem in the Sharda script. When we say Mukham Bindum Kritva, Tadadaha Uchayugam. So only when we write the Eem in the Sharda script, we will understand how that entire shloka will make sense. The Soundaralari shloka will make sense. If we write it in Devanagari, it will not make sense at all. So Kama Bijavati is one who is endowed with that Eem Bija, which is the most key element of the second Bija Akshara of the Balatra. Kama Bijavati, Satya, one who is the truth. Truth is because it's a Traikalika, because it is an Abadha, which cannot be falsified in any of the three points of time, past, present, and
Present,
future.
future.
It is ever existing, and which cannot be negated in all these 3 points. Therefore, she is Satya. Because there are others which may be Satya temporarily. For example, I may say, though I am wearing a green shirt. Is the statement factual? Yes, it is factual given this particular point of time in this particular place. It might no longer be green after 10 years if it fades out. Okay, so this Satya is limited by time and space. Like this, many other Satyas are limited by time and space. That which is not limited by time and space is the ultimate Satya. It is what the Upanishads call the Tat Satyasya Satyam. That which is the truth of all the other truths. Because of being the substratum of the existence of all the truths. So she is Satyam, the ultimate. Satya Dharma Parayana. One who is the Parayana. Parayanans, who is the support system, okay, who always or continuously dwells in Satya and Dharma. Satya being the essential truth, and Dharma is that which holds the existence in its place. Without Dharma, the existence will no longer be in place. That is why in the Vaidika tradition, the first before the usage of the term Dharma, another word was Rita. Rita means cosmic order. So that order which ensured the existence of everything in its respective places, whether it is at the macroscopic level or at the cosmological level or at the microscopic level of individual or within everything. When things are placed in order, when they function in order, the Vedas term it as Rita. So, and this
Essential nature.
Essential nature. So this Rita then gave rise to the concept of Dharma. So basically, Dharana Dharma Ityahu. That which holds everything is Dharma. So she is Satya Dharma Parayana. So she is in the form of the Satya and Dharma which holds the existence of the universe together. We'll stop here, Mara.
स्थूल मार्ग चित्तता.
चले ये यहाँ stop करेंगे.
चलिए ठीक ठीक.
No, is the next verse, is the verse getting over? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it is actually up to here. If we can complete this page.
Yeah.
Yeah, स्थूल मार्ग
स्थिता सूक्ष्म बुद्धि प्रबोधिनी.
Sthula marga sthita. Like we said in the beginning that there are 3 types of the puja: the apara, the parapara, and the para puja. If para puja is antarvatni, then the sthula puja, which is the apara puja, sthula marga sthita, she is established in the sthula marga also. That is, when she is worshipped through the physical forms, in physical form, by the usage of external objects, still she is attainable because that only leads to the next 2 higher stages. So, sthula marga sthita.
The fish established here as well.
But that sthula will have to lead to the sukshma.
Sukshma and sukshma buddhi prabodhini.
And how does it lead to the sukshma stage? Because the intellect slowly becomes conditioned to think beyond gross in this. See, normally when we sit for meditation, if we practice meditation, we will know how difficult it is to keep the mind focused on the bhavana that is being taught. The reason being that we are being so conditioned because of our experiences in the world to be dealing with the physicality. We require physical things to start with. Then slowly, it's a very gradual, long practice that we can tune our mind to think beyond physical to conceptual, and from conceptual to experiential stages. So this is the bhavana that we have been talking about as the apara, parapara, and the para level. So she, by the buddhi, by tuning our intellect to from physical to experiential, she helps us realize. So she is Sukshma Buddhi Prabodhini. Prabodhini, one who
Yes,
awakens the Sukshma Buddhi. No, the Buddhi to think beyond the gross, think beyond the physicality.
Yeah, I think we can stop here.
Yes.
We completed 12 pages now.
12 pages complete.
Thank you, Shekhar ji.
Namaskar ji.
Dhanyawad.
Namaste.
Pranam, pranam, pranam.
Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shekhar.
Thank you, Namaskar.